Doctors, what's the most heartbreaking case you've ever seen? I'm a pediatric oncologist, and I still think about this kid, Jeremy, every single day. He was 12 years old when his brain tumor came back for the third time. At that point, we all knew. There was nothing left we could do. Most kids his age would be crying, screaming, asking why this was happening to them. But Jeremy? This kid was different. He showed up to chemo with joke books and made the nurses laugh when they were having the worst shifts of their lives. When other kids were scared to get their blood drawn, Jeremy would crack jokes about being a human juice box. But what really got to me was when he asked for a meeting in my office. Just him and me. He sat in that big chair, feet barely touching the floor, and pulled out this crumpled piece of notebook paper. It was a list written in pencil with those big kid handwriting letters. He said he needed to talk to everyone on that list before he died. Not fun stuff like going to Disney World or meeting celebrities, just people. His third grade teacher, Mrs. Williams, who taught him how to read chapter books. His sister, Emma, who always stole his Halloween candy but shared her birthday cake with him. The school bus driver who let him sit in the front seat when kids were being mean. Even his dog groomer was on there. I asked him why, and he said, "I just don't want anyone to wonder if I loved them." That's when I had to excuse myself to the bathroom because I couldn't let him see me lose it. The next day, he came back with another request. He wanted to make videos for the people he couldn't see in person. So we set up this little recording station in his hospital room. For 3 days straight, this dying 12-year-old sat there making goodbye videos, telling his kindergarten teacher that her hugs made him feel better when his mom dropped him off crying, thanking the librarian for always saving him the new comic books. One video was for his future brother-in-law. Emma had just gotten engaged, and Jeremy recorded this message saying he was sorry he wouldn't be there to walk her down the aisle, but he approved of her boyfriend and hoped they'd name their first kid after him. The hardest part wasn't watching him die. It was watching him plan it like he was organizing a school field trip. He had this whole schedule written out. Monday, he wanted to see his friends from school. Tuesday was for family movie night. Wednesday, he wanted to go to the hospital cafeteria one last time because he liked their chocolate pudding. The only time I ever saw him break down was when he realized the date. His sister's 13th birthday was in 2 weeks and he wouldn't make it. Emma had been planning this party for months and Jeremy had promised to help her with decorations. I pulled every string I could, got the hospital to approve a party in his room. His parents brought Emma and 20 of her friends. They had pizza and that cheap grocery store cake with too much frosting. Jeremy was so weak he could barely sit up, but he helped Emma blow out her candles. 3 days later, Jeremy passed away peacefully in his sleep. His parents were there holding his hands, but here's what broke me completely. The next morning, the hospital had to set up a special mailbox in the lobby just to hold all the letters and packages people were sending. His kindergarten teacher drove 4 hours to drop off a drawing he made for her in 2019. The librarian brought every comic book Jeremy had ever checked out. His bus driver, this tough-looking guy with tattoos covering his arms, showed up crying with a toy school bus he'd painted yellow just for Jeremy. Emma later told me that Jeremy's last words weren't goodbye or I love you. He looked at his mom and said, "Tell them I didn't forget." Even dying, this kid was worried about other people's feelings.